perspective, right? Like
Right.
if I am, suppose I'm linking my website with the, say, Amazon. So for my website, the link will be an out link. And for Amazon, it will be an outbound link. Or I said,
Okay, just I have shared one whiteboard. I
yes,
will
sir.
draw a diagram to explain you the concept. Say this is x.com. And this is y.com. Okay. So now x.com put a backlink in y.com. That is, in y.com there is a URL that's x.com. So this is the backlink for x.com.
Yes, sir.
Now for y, this is basically a outbound link, because people who are coming to y.com, they're actually redirecting to x.com through this backlink. So that is why it is an outbound link for y. And for x.com, it is a backlink as well as it is also a inbound link for x, because people are coming into the x.com. So this is the inbound link.
Okay, sir.
So x.com in y is a backlink or inbound link for x. x.com and for y it is out. So this is what the concept is. x.com in y is a backlink or inbound link for x, and for y it is outbound. Cleared?
Yes, sir.
I have also discussed some of the off-page strategies. So the concept of off-page is basically revolves around this backlink concept. There are several things that we have discussed earlier, like directory submission, guest blogging, press release. So all these are concept of generating backlinks. So you can also check in the Google, like free guest blogging sites or free directory listing sites like this. You will get a list of all these platforms, and you can also use it while doing SEO for any organization. Now, as you all understood about the backlinking, I mean the website audit and keyword research, now I will go into the another part of SEO, that is important thing called Search Console. Search Console. Google Search Console. So what exactly is Google Search Console? Google Search Console is nothing but a platform where we can provide give instruction to Google, and also we can check how Google is I mean how what is the perspective of Google about our website. So this is what Search Console is. Now I am showing one example of Search Console. Search Console. So when you open a new Search Console, this is what it looks like. Okay. So see what it is written. Welcome to Google Search Console. To start, select property type. So in Search Console, you have to add property. Now, what is the property? Property is basically a website. Each website is a property according to Search Console. Currently, I don't have any property here. Okay, so that is why it is showing like this. Now you have to add property. So there are two ways to add a website in Search Console. One is the method of domain verification. Another is URL prefix. Okay. So this is basically the domain verification is a complex thing, because in that case you have to add one domain, say so say this is your website. So this is your website. So I'm putting the domain here. So while I'm adding domain, I have to only add this much of. I have to remove all HTTPS / and all. I have to remove everything. I have to put only the name of the domain, and then I have to go continue. So now here is the instruction. I'm selecting any DNS provider because I don't want to select any specific DNS. DNS is basically from where you have purchased this domain, or where you have purchased this hosting and all. So that is the DNS provider. Domain name server, the full form of DNS. Okay. So what you have to do is sign into your domain name provider. So it can be GoDaddy or anything. Copy the text record below to DNS configuration. You have to copy this thing. And then you have to log into your DNS provider, and then you have to provide this in the DNS server. So it is basically a very complex process, because a lot of people are not aware about what is DNS and how it can be done. So currently I am clicking in verify later. Now one of the easiest method of doing is the prefix, URL prefix method. In this case, you can put the entire, you can put the entire URL, continue. Yes. Now there are several methods in this particular technique. One is the HTML file. You can download this file and put it in the root directory of this particular website. Do you know what is root directory? Okay. Do you have any idea about domain and hosting?
The domain is like the name of the website.
Yeah.
Yes,
And what is hosting?
the domain.
Okay. So this is the domain name. This youngskilledindia.com. It is the domain name. It is the identity. Okay. Now say I am Pinaki. This is my domain name. That is my name basically. And now I live in my home. So my home has an address. It is a there is a structure that is a flat or apartment. What is it? So this is basically the hosting. So in case of website, there are two components of a website. One is the domain name, that is the identity of the domain, and another thing is the hosting, like where all your website files you store. All your website files means that can be an image like this image, the image of this lady, this logo, the content, the functionalities, everything from HTML to CSS to JavaScript, whatever we have in a particular website, there should be a space, there should be a server where we actually store all this data. So in the last class, we have also discussed about client and server. So we have mentioned that all the website data we store in server, and client's task is to request a particular information from the server. So this server is basically the hosting where it holds all the data of a website. So when you want to create your own website, you have to purchase two things. One is the domain name and another is the hosting. So there are several domain and hosting providers. The most popular is GoDaddy, but there are several things like HostGator, Hostinger, BigRock. Okay, so we usually prefer GoDaddy because of its cheaper price as well as the usability. So this is the website of GoDaddy.com. Let me check whether I have any credentials saved. Yes. So this is a dashboard of GoDaddy. where if you want to purchase a domain, you have to search it here. Say I want to purchase one domain called shriya.com. So shriya.com is already taken. Okay. So I have to negotiate with the there is a brokerage service from GoDaddy itself. So where we can negotiate with the current owner with a certain price. Okay. But there are other domain is there like shreya.live, shreya.live, shreya.tech, okay. shreyaonline.in. So these domains are available with a cheaper price, like 148, 249, 370, like this. Let me check whether there is any website in the name of Paran. So so this is the costing of this particular website. But there is also another thing, there is Paran.in, which is available at a cost of 149. So what I will do is I will purchase. Okay, this domain is also not available. Let me check here. Okay, this is available. Now I have to put the tenure that I want to keep this domain with me. So I'm selecting 1 year. So for 1 year, it is $399. I have to pay. So there are several products they have, like domain protections, email IDs. So each and every service has a certain cost. So I'm just unselecting all these things. Now there is another thing, that is hosting, web hosting or WordPress hosting, whatever hosting you want to take. So these are some of the hosting plans. So here a lot of things you can see. These are all basically some of the complex thing for you to understand, but still I am trying to explain each of it. Like when you purchase a hosting, basically you are purchasing a space in the server. So you can't as a small business owner or as a small medium business owner, you can't afford to purchase an entire server, because a server costs you a huge amount, and also it also need a huge space to keep a server. And there is a you have to build an infrastructure to put a server over somewhere, because a server is basically a very very large thing. You have to keep in a large space, and as well as you have to keep 2-3 ACs continuously running in the server room, because it generates a lot of heat, and it also a very costly affair. So it is not possible to purchase a server for a small business owner, medium business owner, or an individual who was trying to establish a blog or anything about their forte. So that is why we usually purchase a space in the server. Now GoDaddy also provides us this server facility. So I have to purchase a space from it, and basically not purchase is not a right term, rather I can say it is kind of renting system. I'm taking rent of a server space from GoDaddy. Okay, so every month I have to pay this much of amount. Okay, 329 per month. So this is the rent. And what is the thing I will receive from after paying this amount? So 30 GB storage space. So this is basically a type of computer. In computer, we have a certain space in our hard disk. We have a RAM, all these things. Same for server, we have all these things. So 30 GB storage space, ideal for up to 25K monthly visitors. So if you are a small website owner, if you don't have that much of traffic, you can purchase this particular plan. Free SSL certificate. What is SSL certificate? That is secure socket layer. So in every website, we see this thing. This one, HTTPS. We have discussed on this earlier, HTTPS. So if you purchase a SSL certificate, then only you will receive this HTTPS thing. This is basically a security layer in your website, so that you can prevent any kind of unauthorized access to your website. So free SSL certificate for duration of hosting. So if you purchase for if you purchase this plan for 1 year period, you will get the certificate free of cost for this 1 year period. You will also get a free domain. So you don't have to purchase separately. You can also get a free domain here. You have to select that domain and you can include it with this plan. For the first year, you will get a free business email. Website backup protection, one-click restore. So we also need a restoration system of our website, because sometimes what happens is while doing something in the website backend, it can create some kind of issues that entire site goes down. So in that case, what you will do? You have there are two options. Either you have to develop it from the scratch again, or you have a restoration button. With a click of if you click on it, the entire site backup will come up and load again. So you don't have to work again on this particular website. So this is a backup protection, and automatically daily malware scans. Malware thing, which actually malware is very critical for a website, because if any malware access to your website, it may hack it, or it may steal important information from your website. So that is why a malware protection is also there. So like this, each and every plan has its own benefits. So like this. So this is how we purchase a hosting plan. Now, when you purchase a domain and a hosting, you will get a dashboard within this GoDaddy platform. And from that dashboard, that will be an admin dashboard, and from that dashboard you can control your website's different things, like the networking facility, the records and all, everything you can maintain from this thing only. And once you purchase a hosting plan, you will get another platform, what we say cPanel. Every website that has a cPanel, from where you can access all the files you have uploaded in the website, be it a content, be it an image, be it a JavaScript file, whatever you have in the website, you can access from the cPanel only. So cPanel is a very critical for your website, because it contains some of the important information for the of your website, and that is why it can only developers are usually handle this cPanel thing. Also, digital marketer can also handle these things if they have proper knowledge of handling a cPanel. But we recommend cPanel to keep only for the developers. Okay. Now I'm coming back to this thing. So once you have created a Search Console account, you have to verify and add the property here. So there are several methods, like downloading an HTML file. So you have to download this HTML file and you have to add the HTML file in the cPanel. That is the root directory where all your website files you have placed. Then there is another method, that is HTML tag. This is basically a meta tag. We have discussed about meta tag, that is a small details about your website. So this is also a meta tag that you have to put in your website. So another thing is, if you have a you can add this thing through cPanel, or if you have a WordPress website, then you can also add it from your WordPress backend. So there, if you have a WordPress website, then you have two control panel. One is the cPanel, where you can access all your website data, and another is the WordPress panel, where you can access the backend of the website. That is, if you want to add some content there, if you want to add a page in your website, if you want to write a meta title or description in the website, then only you can access this WP admin. So WP admin is basically the WordPress backend, and it is used by the digital marketer because it is more user friendly, and it is less complex than to handle a cPanel, because cPanel is more about programming and coding, all these things, whereas WordPress backend is more about simple backend where you can add content and add different things without using any kind of codes. So this is one thing. And then there are simple methods, that is Google Analytics, using Google Analytics or Google Tag Manager. So I will going to this all these things. Let me check I have any completed thing. Just hold on. So this is a website that I had created. Actually, this is a blog site in Bengali. I was created during 2015-16. So say I want to add this website in the search console. So I already have it probably. Just hold on. Okay. So I'm adding this website in this search console using the URL prefix. So ownership verified. Why the method is so simple? Because it is already a Google site. That's why it is automatically took this as a verified property. Now this is the panel of search console. Now see, there are a lot of options in this place. So what exactly we do in this search console thing? Say you have created this website, and once you created and launched your website, at that time your website is a new thing for Google. Now you have to tell Google that this is my website, and you have to crawl this website and you have to index this website. Now, how we will tell this? It is very simple. Like, you just copy the URL and put it here. Retrieving data from Google Index. Now Google is checking whether this website is there in his index list or not. Now see, URL is on Google. That means Google has already indexed this website. Okay. Now say if you have made any changes in the website. So once you make a change in the website, it is also required that you also tell Google that I have made these changes, so re-index my website. So in that case, you can click on this request indexing. Indexing requested. So in this way, I have requested Google, please, I have made these changes, kindly re-index my site, so that the updated information will be there in Google's database. Okay. And in this way, we can also check the issues within the website. See, currently there is no such issues, like the mobile usability. Page is mobile friendly. Everything is fine. The only issue is not submitted in the sitemap. That means I don't have any sitemap currently. So this is one issue, but rest of it is already green. So I don't have any issue right now. Now I'm going to the performance. So as I have just created this property, we can't see anything right now, but it is currently processing the data. But after a day or two, probably in the next class, we will again open this Search Console and we will check the data here. We can also check like what are the queries people are searching to get my website, which are the most popular pages within my website, from which country or from which location the traffic is coming, and from which devices people are coming to my website. So see, these are all these parameters: queries, pages, countries, devices, search appearance, dates. And here you can see the top queries, clicks, impressions. So do you know what is impression and click?
The
Yes, sir.
impression is like those many times that is showing the website. It's like impression.
Okay, Shreya.
Sir, impression is the number how many times a website has been through an screen. Like if we scroll through our screen and we saw the website, that is impression. But if we
Right.
click on that website, then it counts as clicks.
Right. So whenever we see any website in front of the screen, that is an impression for that website. And impression doesn't ensure that you will get a click. But if you don't have any impression, you don't get any click. That's the thing. So you might have 50 impressions, but you have only 1 click or 2 click. So why it is important? Because it will show that you have made an effort in SEO or say in any digital platform, and that is why the site is coming in, the site is showing to the user, but people are not clicking. If the click rate is so less, in that case you can understand that people are clicking, not clicking properly in the website. That means you have to work on the initial content which people are seeing once the impression happened from in their screen. So so that's why this 2 metrics is important. So in this particular section, you will check from which query you are getting the impression, and how many people has clicked against that particular query. In this way, you can understand that whether the query people are searching is relevant or not for your website, and based on that you can also decide whether to change your keywords or to modify your keywords or to add further keywords. All these decisions you can take from this data only. So basically this particular website is a travel related blog that I have started in the year 2015-16. So all the keywords in this website should be travel related. Now say I found that in this top queries there is a education related query, and my website had an impression. So in that case, I have to go through my site to check whether anyhow or mistakenly I have put any such keywords in the in my website. If there is any such thing, then I have to change it or I have to modify it. Okay. So this is why this data is important. Now, sometimes in interviews, people ask questions like, what is the difference between Search Console and Google Analytics? Because both of these platforms gives you same sort of data. I'm opening the analytics also. So see, this is the same website, and this is the dashboard of Google Analytics. Now I am going to this acquisition. Okay, see, this is also showing me the users, people who have come to my website. Okay, there are also some sections where we can find behavior flow, site content, and all these things. So I'm not going to the details in currently. I'm just showing you that it is also giving you the similar nature of data. You can also check the keywords here, from which keywords your traffic is getting, from which platform your traffic is coming, like the device. Which pages, these landing pages, exit pages. Search terms, search pages. So all this data you can also check from Google Analytics also. So why we need Search Console, and also why we need Google Analytics also? So that's the thing. Two platform has its own purpose. In Search Console, your purpose is to give instruction to Google and to check how Google is checking your website. What is the Google's perspective about your website? So that is the purpose of Search Console. In Google Analytics, here your purpose is to check users' point of view about your website, users' perception about your website, how user is seeing your website, how user is searching your website, what is the user's behavior in your website. So Search Console gives you an insight about Google's perception, whereas Analytics gives you a insight about users' perception about the website. So that's the difference between these two platforms. Okay. So in this Search Console, you can do a lot of things. One is this data, then page experience. Okay. So here you can see your page experience, like which if your page has any kind of issues regarding the usability, mobile friendliness, website speed, or say the visibility of the content, everything you will get from this data only. Because Google will check all the parameters and it will give you the update that this page has this kind of issues. There is a 404 page. There is a image which is not visible properly. So all this data you can check from these sections only. Core Web Vitals, again the same thing, Core Web Vitals. So you can also check your Core Web Vitals from here only. No issues detected currently. So if you get any issue, then you have to do some kind of, you have to take any manual actions out of it. Another thing is the removals. Okay, temporary removals, outdated contents. Say, sometimes what happen is we have lot of websites we don't want to crawl, or we don't want Google to index those sites, or we don't want to show those web pages in front of our user. So in that case, we can send a removal request, that is a temporary removal request to the Google from this section only. So in this case, how it will happen? New request. So I will say I don't want to show this particular page to my user. So in that case, what I will do, I will select this URL. I will put it here. Remove this URL only, or remove all URLs with this prefix. So what is the difference between two? Remove this URL only means I'm asking to remove only this one only. Okay. And if I select this one, it will remove the entire thing, because remove all URLs with this prefix. Prefix means this part. Okay. So the previous portion of the URL. Okay. So it will actually I mean, it will remove my entire website temporarily if I select this portion. So my current purpose is to remove this URL only. So I am just removing this URL. Okay. So what it is written, block URL from Google search result for about 6 months and clear current snippet and cache version. They will be regenerated after the next crawl. For permanent removal, either block pages from indexing or remove them from the site. So I'm giving you one scenario. Say you have one website, and say you are selling clothings. Okay. Now you have one page about discounts, and usually you provide this discount during the month of November, December. That is the end of season sale. Now, so that means this particular page is useful during that period only, during November, December only. But in the rest of the year, you don't need that particular page. So what you will do? In that case, you can ask Search Console to block this page for 6 months, or probably more than that, because by default it is taking 6 months. But once the tenure ends, you can again request the Search Console to block it for the next 10 years. So like this. So in this way, you can block a particular website for the temporarily, because every year you need this you need this page in a particular time. So you don't want to remove this page permanently. So in this case, this is one solution Google is providing you, that is temporarily remove the URL from the indexing and keep it with you. Once the season starts, you can again recrawl that particular page and do whatever modifications you want to do. I'm just showing it here. So I'm just removing this URL. Next. This URL in all of its variations. So these are the variations: www, non-www, HTTP or HTTPS. Any variations will be blocked from Google search for about 6 months. You can cancel this anytime. So I'm submitting this request. So you can check the log, like I have, on which date I have asked Google to remove it, what is the status now, and which URL I have asked it. So this log you can check here, and anytime you want to cancel this thing. Request cancelled. Okay. So outdated content, safe searching, filtering, all these things you will get from this search console, and based on the status, you can ask for the removal. Currently it is blank because it is a very new account. So it needs at least 1-2 days to populate the entire thing, and then only you can see the data here. Okay. Security issues. No security issues detected. If there is any malware, if there is any virus in your website, then it will show it here. Okay. Now this is legacy tools and reports. This is basically some of the old tools that we don't use regularly, and it will, Google will remove it shortly. So that is why it put it in a legacy tools. That is some of the old tools that we use regularly in the past. Links. So currently we don't have any data now. So this is what Search Console is. So whenever you build a website or you launch a new website, your task is to create on Search Console to submit the crawl and indexing request to Google, and also to check whether there is any issue in your website or not. And also I have missed this thing, this sitemap. So let me check whether there is any sitemap or not. So there is a page of sitemap, but this is not a structure of sitemap, but I'm still showing. So what you have to do is, here you have to submit the sitemap. See what it has written. Sitemap submitted successfully. Google will periodically process it and look for changes. You will be notified if anything goes wrong with it in the future. So see, sitemap has been added successfully. Okay. Discovered URL 6. So in this website, we have 6 URLs. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So there are 6 URLs in this sitemap. So it has, now it will check the sitemap to check any further update is there or not. So that is why sitemap need to be dynamic. Whenever we add any new web pages or if we delete any old web pages, that should be updated in the sitemap so that the updated information will go to Google and Google will recrawl and re-index the updated version of the website. So that is the purpose of sitemap. Now, any question in this thing? This is a bit complex, I can understand. Any query?
No, sir.
Okay. So the concept is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
So now, I'm not, I'm not forcing you, but I can suggest you, like, you should purchase a domain and hosting and create a small one-pager website and do the entire process that we have discussed in the last 3-4 classes. That can be that will be helpful for all of you to understand the entire thing. Now I will consolidate the entire SEO process that we have discussed from the first class till date. That is, whenever you create a new website or whenever a client came with their website, what is your first task? Your first task is to audit the website. Once you audit the website, you will get to know all the issues within the website, and you will ask the developer to rectify the technical issues. So we can segregate the issue in two parts. One is the SEO related issues, another is the technical issues. So the technical part should be taken care by the developer. They will take care of the loading speed. They will take care of the core web vitals. They will take care of any functionality issues. So they will take care of all the technical issues. Another part is the core SEO issues, like if the content is in the right place or not, if the say meta titles, descriptions, keywords are in proper place or not. If it is not there, then you have to put it in the right place. So you have to jot down all these things before submitting the or before assigning the work to someone. First of all, you audit the entire thing. Now the next phase is to do a keyword research. Okay, I'm just sharing the whiteboard again. First is website audit. Then keyword research. Now this is a simultaneous process, that is assign technical issues to the developer. Shortlist keywords based on pages. Write meta title and descriptions. Start. So this is the entire process, and you have to do it continuously. This is the basically this thing is the part of on-page SEO. So once you put all the meta title descriptions, if you optimize the tag, H1 tags, H2 tags, and body content with keywords, you don't have to do it regularly. Probably you have to do some minor changes on a regular basis based on the situations, based on the changes in the business, but you don't have to do all these things on a regular basis. This particular process is important when you came across a new website or with a new, you start working with a new client who don't have all these things properly. Okay. Fine. Now, say you have created all these things and this part is done. Now, what is your task? Or SEO, as I have mentioned, that SEO is a continuous process. Now, once you do all these things, you don't have to do these things on a regular basis, because you have already wrote the meta title descriptions, you have already optimized the contents, keywords and all. So you don't have to do it regularly, but still you have a lot of things to do in the on-page SEO. So what are these things? Basically, you have to regularly update the content of your website to keep ranking in the search engine. But you will not modify the body content of your website regularly. So that is why each and every big business has a blog section. In this blog section, they basically put contents regularly so that Google will get updated content from the website on a regular basis. Because what happens is, if you don't update content regularly in your website, Google will not get signal from the website. So what it will think that this website is either this business has closed or the website is not active. So it will gradually lower your rank in the search engine. So that is why in on-page SEO, we regularly update the content through blog sections. Every big business has a blog section where they put content, and not only Google will give you the rank, not only that thing, but also blog is basically helps the user to educate themselves. So each and every business has a blog to educate their customers. So say I'm providing a digital marketing course. Okay, so if you check any website that any institute website that provides digital marketing course, you will check there is a blog section that gives you some of the some very good insights about digital marketing career, digital marketing techniques and all. Everything you will get from their blog only. So this is how they are actually trying to educate and convince their user to take digital marketing courses. Okay, so this is how they are solving two purposes. One is to educate their customer and continuously generating a traffic, as well as they are sending signals to Google that yes, we are still active, so keep our rank intact. Okay, so this is why on-page SEO is a continuous process we do every day. Now I'm going to the off-page SEO. So in off-page SEO, our task is to get the recommendation from other websites. Okay, so in this way, what we will do, we will coordinate. There are certain strategies to do this. We will search some of the sites that actually have a lot of traffic and that have a huge domain authority. We will take a list of it and we will start submitting our blogs in those sites. Now here, one thing I want to mention, some of the top sites that have a very high traffic and high domain authority, sometimes they don't give you backlinks free of cost, because that is also a business. Because you are if I am a blog owner and my traffic is almost 2 lakh per month and my domain authority is more than 50, then I will not give you a backlink free of cost, because that is my business actually. So I have created this site, I have optimized this site so that I am getting 2 lakh visitors per month, and you are a site owner who want to leverage my traffic, who want to use my brand name as your recommendation, I will not give you free of cost. So in that case, I will take some money from you and then I will give you a backlink in my website. So some small sites gives you a free of backlinks free of cost, but most of the big sites like EduGorilla, then just hold on. EduGorilla, YourStory.com, ShoutMeLot. So all these are mainly guest blogging sites, and you have to pay a certain amount to get featured in these websites. So I will not give you free backlinking, but there are certain sites that provides free guest blogging. this youth ki awaz, it is a free free thing. All these are paid, but they have mentioned it free here. This SEO, Hacker, Marketing Tech News, these are all some of the websites that gives you bloggers, passion, blog solute. These are all free sites that you can use for free guest blogging. Okay, so what we will do actually, we as a SEO expert, we have to list down all the probable sites that we want to use for our backlinking, to create our backlinking profile, and then one by one we actually start writing blogs for each of them and submitting. Each of the website has its own policy. Just I'm clicking in this.
So
See,
we can
these are
only
the,
see the whiteboard.
you can see the whiteboard only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So these are the guest blogging lists. Okay. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. Yeah. And each of them has its own policy to submit your blog. Because while you are writing blog in someone's website, they have a certain rules and regulations, and you need to follow those. See, these are the policies. Knowledgeable and passionate author who believe in article readability, grammar, and value. Authors who are open to commenting, to writing a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly column. One of guest blog posts, article written in with the sole intention of the building links back to your sites, content with little to no relevant information to the SEO community. What we are not looking for. So these are the policies for this particular website. Okay. So each and every website has its own policy. So you So now I'm showing you how we create the report. Actually, I shared you one report format, right? So on the last day, we have made this keyword research. Okay. Now say I have to write meta title and description for each and every pages. Master keyword list. So in this master keyword list, you have to create a list of all the keywords you want to use for your website. Okay. Now you have to create another tab, that is shortlisted keywords for website. Now say in master list, usually we have more than 100 keywords. but it is not possible to put all the 100 keywords in one go, because there are certain page limitations, text limitations, everything is there. So you have to gradually use all these keywords. So initially I am shortlisting some of the keywords from here. Say I am shortlisting 5 keywords from here. Now I am creating one tab, one column, that is focused keyword.
Sir, in the screen it is only showing the blog of John Chow.
Just hold on. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the master keyword list. Okay. There can be 100 of keywords in this list. Now you have to shortlist 2, 3, few of the keywords based on your page. So say I am selecting this 5 keywords. Now my task is to create a table. One is focused keyword, then page, meta title, meta description, optimized UI. Fine. Now I'm taking, say, one keyword. So this is trip planner. So this is my focused keyword, and this will be my page. So I'm taking one page here. So can you see my screen, or only the Excel?
Yes, sir. Only the Excel one.
Now, okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is my blog. Now this is a travel blog. Now I'm clicking in this particular page. So this is my page, and this is my focused keyword. Now meta title, Sundar. This blog is all about Sundarban trip. So I'm writing the meta title Sundarban trip planner, and the name of the blog is Porijai. So that is why this is how I'm writing the meta title. And then I'm writing the description here. Looking planning for a trip to Sundarban. Contact the best trip planner in Kolkata to arrange to get all-in-one travel service. Okay. So this is the focused keyword. This is my page URL. This is my meta title. This is the meta description and the optimized URL. That is, you to make your SEO more powerful, you have to also integrate your keywords in the URL. Okay. So say this is the current URL. Now I will Sundarban trip planner. See, my focused keyword is everywhere in the content. I'm just increasing the size so that you can see. Can you see now properly?
Yes, sir.
So see, so focused keyword trip planner. This is my page. This is the meta title. This is the meta description. Everywhere the trip planner is present. Sundarban trip planner. In meta description, best trip planner. Even in the optimized URL, Sundarban trip planner. Now also I want to mention one thing. While writing meta titles, descriptions and URLs, don't use any kind of stop words. What are stop words? Stop words are mainly say the prepositions or conjunctions that we usually use in our regular English languages, like in, on, and. Don't use all these things because Google will not crawl this kind of content. So if you put all these things in your meta title, in your title and URL, then Google will miss out the entire content and all. So don't put it. But in meta description, you have to put it because it is basically a description. But in title, try to avoid these things in title and in URL. Okay. Also, while writing a meta title, don't put comma in the title. If you want to give a break between two type of words, use this thing, pipe. Use this pipe or dash, but don't use comma or underscore. Use dash or pipe. Sorry. Okay. In URL, don't give any space. Like here, see Sundarban trip planner. So they are separate words, but I didn't put any space here. I have put dash. So always put dash between each of the word instead of giving space or giving pipes or anything. Don't put underscore, pipe or comma between a comma, space, score, pipe or comma in the URL. Don't put comma, underscore or stop words in meta title. So in this way, you have to list down all your pages, and based on each pages, you have one focused keyword. Don't repeat any focused keyword. Don't repeat focused keywords. Okay. So try to use different variation of keywords. Say if you in a page you have used trip planner, in the next page try to use travel planner or travel organizer, or say you have another page which is also focused on trip planner only. In that case, just modify the thing like trip planner near me, best trip planner, top trip planner. Like this way you can create variations of a particular keyword, or you can use another keyword also, but don't repeat same keyword in the same list of pages. It will create it will happen, it will just stagnate your entire thing. Because say if you use trip planner in 2-3 pages, Google can't understand which page it has to prioritize based on the content and all, based on the importance or content, because all the 2-3 pages are the same keyword and same type of content. So you have to differentiate each and every pages based on the keywords. And also keyword is not a random thing. You can't just think of, okay, oh, this page I'm just putting this keyword. This is not like that. Keyword is all about telling the people or Google like what is this page is all about. So if you are writing a blog on if your page is all about trip planning services, then you can obviously use trip planner, that is fine. But if you have another page that also talks about a specific plan for a trip, say Sundarban bike trip that I have mentioned here. So say you have 2 pages, one is trip planner, trip planning services. So this is a page, and within this page there are certain sub pages like Himachal trip, Sikkim trip, Sundarban trip, Varanasi trip. So this is the main page, and within this page there are these sub pages. So all these pages need to have one focused keyword and the respective title and description and the URL. So now what you have to do, say for trip planning services, your keyword should be trip planner. Or say rather I can use best trip planner in best trip planner, fine. Now say in Himachal trip, this is also a sub page. Now what I will use, now I have to modify this specific keyword. Himachal travel planner, Sikkim tour guide, Sundarban travel organizer, Varanasi tour planner. See, each and every page has a different kind of or different variation of keywords. And also each keyword should have its competition and search volume. So before putting it here, you have to check its search volume and the competition, and all these keywords should have in the master keyword list. So you have to take all these things from the master keyword list. Okay. So in this way, you can create variation within your website, because you don't know what people will search. So you have to create all the relevant variations that you can keep it in your mind. So that in this way, you can increase the probability of getting rank against each keywords, against each search. So that is what we exactly do as a SEO expert. Okay. And you can also put them. So why we have used this master keyword list? Because once you add all these keywords here, you can't use this as a focused keyword in any of the pages. Though you can use this keyword as a secondary keyword in other pages, but not as a focused keyword. So if you use it as a focused keyword, it should be there in the meta title and description. But if you put it as if you consider it as a secondary keyword, in that case, you can mention these keywords in the body content. Okay. So it is not like that you have already used this keyword here, so you can't write any blog according to these keywords. It is not like that. But you can't use it as the focus keyword of that blog. But you can use this keyword in the body content of the blog. That is no issue. So keyword actually tells about the page content. So what is the content of that page? So if someone searches for best trip planner, that means that person's intent is to check who are the travel planner in his city. So best trip planner is the most relevant according to the person's intent. Okay. So you have to create the relevance of each and every keyword, each and every page. So here it is the sense of all. Okay. So I will recommend everyone, because I also use this kind of technique while doing SEO. We create a master sheet of master SEO sheet in Google Doc, in Google Sheet actually. So why we use Google Sheet? Because in Excel it is very difficult, because Excel while we work in a project, there can be several Excel files, and sometimes it gets diluted, so we can't find the actual file. And also, once while start working in Excel, you have to save on a frequently, because if some mishap happens, the entire thing will be gone. So if you use Google Sheet, you don't have to save it. It will auto save your entire work, and you can also share the access with your colleague, and he and you, both of you, can work simultaneously in the same sheet. So you don't have to do the same thing every time. And in a master sheet, what you will do, you will put the master keyword, you will keep the shortlisted keywords, then you will put another sheet, that is content. Sorry. Website content master. Okay, keep it as a blog master. I'm in this shortlisted keyword for website, I'm adding one thing here, that is website content. Okay. So what you can do is, so when you shortlist one focus keyword for a page, you have to integrate that keyword in the page body content also. So what you will do is you can also create a doc file where you will write the body content of the website with this keyword and then put the link here, so that what happens if someone who is a newcomer in your organization or who get a new responsibility to handle a certain project, if you give this Excel file to that person, he don't have any issue to understand the entire project, and you don't have to sit and explain each and everything to him, because if you give this sheet to them, he or she will check entire thing here. What is the keyword you have used in this page, what are the contents you have used, what are the meta titles, descriptions you have used, everything is there in the single page, so he don't have to go and search everywhere. Now I'm going to the blog master. Now here what I will do, focus again, focused keyword. Focused keyword. Blog topic. Meta title, meta description, focused keyword, block topic, meta title, meta description. Okay, another thing is keyword, secondary keyword. So focused keyword should be one, but you can use 2, 3, I mean multiple keywords as a secondary keyword. Okay. Then blog topic, meta title, meta description, blog content. So this is the entire format. Okay, just link. Okay, so this is the entire format. Now what is it? So I'm giving one focus keyword, say travel plan. Secondary keyword should be trip planner, best travel blog topic. So you have while selecting a blog topic, you have to understand that you have to put your focus keyword in the blog topic. Okay, so this is a blog topic. So in meta title, we can use like now for blog content, you have to just you have to write it in a Google Doc, and you have to keep the link here for future reference. Okay. Let's say I'm just doc.google.com. Now, once you write a blog, now your task is to approve it from your higher authority. Okay. So if that person approved it, then he will write it here yes, or if he didn't approve it, then no. Then he will also give some feedback about it. So it is yes. Okay. Now your task is to publish it. So if you publish the blog, then write it here yes. Then you have to put the publishing link here. Say vijay.com/ India travel planner. So travel planner was my focused keyword. So I have mentioned it in my URL. Now the crawl indexing part. So once you publish one blog, your next task is to submit this URL to Google Search Console. So that we will give an instruction that this is my new blog, just crawl it and index it. So once you do all these things, mark it as yes. Okay. Now the next thing is data highlighter. Okay. So this is the last thing that I will discuss today. Data highlighter is what? It is also a extended part of Google Search Console. Again, sharing. So what is this data highlighter? Data highlighter is is a additional feature in Google Search Console. This is basically a markup thing. Say, have you checked this? I'm just showing one example. So I have searched mutton recipe. Can you see now? Okay. So see,
Yes, sir.
these are some of the things that has come up in the top of the search console. This is not so similar to the regular search result that we check in Google. All these things we call it rich results. Rich results. Why it is rich results? Because it consists some of the important feature with images in the search engine, and these rich results actually give traction to your website. Why? Because say I am searching for a mutton recipe, and if I found such thing in the top of the site, I will not go below to check all these results. Okay, rather I will opt to these things only. Why? Because the title is mentioned very clearly. The owner of the recipe is also mentioned here. The reviews and ratings, which is very important, we have discussed earlier. So this is also mentioned here, how many people have made the reviews and all. What is the probable time to make this particular recipe? That is also mentioned. Even some of the ingredients of the recipe is also shown in this place. So all the information that people looking for is already here within the snippet. We call it snippet, rich snippet. So all these things are mentioned in the snippet only. So once we see such results here, we will not go below to search further. So rich, if you create this rich snippet, it will actually help you to get more traffic organically, because if you implement all these things, the probability of getting getting a rank in the top of the page will be higher. So as well as the traffic will also increase. See, I'm searching another thing. See, we call it zero rank. Okay, zero rank. Why? Because the main ranking actually starts from here. But before that, this things is always there. So this is a zero rank. So if you want to, rank your website in the zeros position, then this highlighting is important. Okay. Top Hindi movies. See, these are also snippets. So how these things actually generate, how these things come? See, data highlighter. You can use data highlighter to tag data about events such as concert or an art festival. Then Google can present your data more attractively and in new ways in the search result and other products. For example, Google search result can display tagged information as an events rich snippet like this. Okay. So there are certain categories. See the search appearance. And this is the structured data. Okay. So you can see this thing. Say I'm going to the search appearance. Apple pie by grandma. Owner is the example.com. 4.8 rating. 7462 reviews. Preparation time is 1 hour 30 minutes. And the calorie is 512. Now I'm going to the structured data. See. Name, apple pie by grandma. Author, Eliana Smith. Image, this is the image file. Rating 4.8. Review count 7462. Preparation time is also mentioned here. Okay. So this is the additional data we are actually giving to the Google. So now how to do it? I'm just showing. I can find the URL. Just hold on.
জল ছুটি রং মশাল স্কুল ছুটি খোঁজ মেরা রূপকথা
Okay, so I can't found the tool URL right now. Let me check once. So I will share the tool in the group, and on the later class I will discuss how to highlight each and everything. But there is another way to do it, that is basically complex thing, that is a programming. I'm just sharing my screen. Schema dot. Now can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Google Schema Markup Testing Tool. So this is one tool that we use to check the highlighting part. Actually, highlighting is all about marking some of the specific features of your website or blog or whatever. So there is a testing tool from where you can check whether you have marked all the data properly or not. So this is the Schema Markup Testing tool. So there are two things. One is the rich result test or schema markup validator. So what is this purpose? So rich result tool will help you to show that whether your website has any rich result items you have implemented or not. Whereas in schema markup validator, you can validate the code that you have implemented in your website, whether the code has been correctly implemented or not. So I'm just opening this schema markup tool. I'm putting a URL here. So this is the website. Run tests. Okay. So currently, so this is the markup thing. Okay. So there is no error. Okay. So this is the headline. This is the description. This is the date published. This is the URL. This is the author name. So this means I have already marked my data here. So there is 0 errors and 0 warnings. So in this way, you can check whether your markup is validated or not. And in the rich result, you can check whether your website can able to generate the rich result or not. See, it is showing 5 valid items detected, all have warnings. What is the warning? Missing field URL. So I have to put this thing to make it error free. So this is the actual URL. So I have to put it here only. So the same URL here. I have to put this thing here. So how I can do it? I can edit the same. Like, I'm just checking the entity name, that is missing field URL. URL. Can you see that I have opened a notepad?
No, sir.
So I have copied that code.
It is visible now, sir.
So I have copied that code. And now I'm searching for Control F person. And here I have to add the URL. Hmm.
জল ছবি রং মশাল স্কুল ছুটি সহজ মিরাল রূপকথা পায়রাদের গল্প বল চল রংধনু
So in this way, so I can resolve the missing issue. So there is one URL is missing. So I have just copied the code here and I have put the URL in this place. Now I have to implement this in the website so that the URL will get resolved. Okay. So this is basically a very complex procedure. I'm just showing you. You don't have to do it right now. Basically, the thing that I have showed today, that is the main thing you have to do on a daily basis. The data highlighted thing, which is pending, I will show you the tool in the next class. I will take the URL and I will share it in the WhatsApp, and later I will discuss on it. Okay. Now I want to give one assignment, like you just create one search console with a random website. I understand that you can't verify the property because you don't have the access of that particular website. You just create one search console. That's it. Okay, with a random website. And also create one and do one keyword research. I think you have already did one keyword research in the last class. So now based on that keyword research, you take the website, you select some of the pages of that particular website, put a focus keyword against each of it, write down a meta title and description. You don't have to do it more than 5, just do it 5 for 5 pages only. Okay, so create a report and do it like I have made today. And on the next class, just show me in the screen and I will guide you whether if there is any issue or not. Okay. Okay. And I will also share some of the links so that you can also go through the entire process. Regarding the backlinkings and SEO strategies and all, I will share 2-3 links. Our next class is on probably Wednesday, right?
So Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. Fine. Tuesday and Wednesday, okay. So on Tuesday, then we will discuss on the rest of the things. Okay. Okay. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.